Right, I've just dropped Stephen off. Well, we just rode here and he's fucked off that way to go for his extra next 2-hour trip home. And I thought, now I'm in sort of kind of a picturesque location, I'll do a review of my own bike. So when I first got told about this bike, all I got told was it's a CBR600RR and it's a 2004 plate with 50 or 49 or 50,000 miles on. And the asking price for it was 3,200. And I said, pretty much, get fucked. Because I thought there's no way I'm paying that for an 04 plate bike with over 50,000 miles on it, or near on 50,000 miles for it. And then I got sent the pictures and the videos of the bike and a huge list of everything that's been done to it. And the fact I had a full service history, all the receipts, and everything. And the moment I saw it, watched the videos and realised what had been done to it, I was like, I want it. As you can see, it's the special edition to 04 plate, so it's the movie style livery, and I've never seen one with this livery on the road, ever. Never seen one in all the bike meets, Margate Meltdown, Brighton Burn Up. I've never seen one like this. Obviously, you've just seen from my previous videos, the kickstand sank into asphalt. The kickstand sank into asphalt, and it went over, which is why it's got the marks down the sides and stuff. Otherwise, what was a pristine bike, but don't worry, it's getting fixed. It's mainly been used as a track bike, so a lot of its miles have been on track. It's been altered for track. The pegs are very high. It's a very uncomfortable bike to ride for long journeys, but I absolutely love this bike. It is amazing. It's 599 cc's of just pure power. It wants to be ragged around a track. It's an inline 4 for all those engine nerds. So we're going to go for a ride for it and we're going to talk a bit about it. But the riding position is very uncomfortable just because of how high the pegs are and how tucked in you're supposed to be. But it has been altered to be spent like 15-20 minutes on being fragged around a track, you know what I mean? Ugh. But the seat's comfy. The seat is very comfy. It's suede. And obviously the pipe on the back is just one straight pipe. Literally a straight pipe, no baffle, just an empty fucking can. But it only sounds amazing at high revs, I'm not gonna lie. Once you're thrashing it and the engine's fucking screaming, it sounds amazing, because that's what it's made to do. Obviously the only thing I've changed on this bike so far is obviously the screen, which is now a black one. Black smoked, not a double bubble as I said in the video where I was fitting it, just a normal black smoke screen, which I absolutely adore. Oh, Harley Davidson. It sounds amazing. The speed of this bike is just unreal, to be honest. Out of the factory, because it was obviously produced before EU regs came in, being an 04 plate. Out of the factory it does 165, which nowadays you buy a 600, you'd be happy to get 140 out of it, like the new ZX6Rs. They're just not that quick. But this one's got some fucking power to it. 165 out the factory. A lot of this bike is aftermarket parts, so I don't actually know what the top speed of it is. I won't say what I've had out of it because I do the speed limit everywhere, as you'd have seen in all my previous videos and shorts and TikToks and Instagram reels. I do the speed limit everywhere. It's comfortable for short journeys, not so comfortable for long journeys. Everybody who's ridden this bike, which is 3 people that I know of, or 2 people that I actually know, but 3 that I know of, have said it's an amazing bit of kit, and it gets a lot of attention when I go to bike meets, mainly for the condition it's in, or was before obviously it went over. But I couldn't have asked for a better bike, to be honest. Genuinely couldn't have asked for a better bike. I'll probably keep this bike for my entire life, even if I don't ride it anymore. I will keep it and try and keep it in the best condition possible for many years, and eventually have it as a mantle, because this is the first big bike I've technically owned. I've ridden loads and loads and loads. The list could go on with how many bikes I've ridden: thousands, 800s, 675s, 765s, 600s, 125s. Obviously the CBR600RR, the Ninja 400. Like, I've ridden loads, but this is the first 600 I've owned, and I couldn't ask for a better one. There's no ABS on it, there's no traction control on it, there's fuck all electronics pretty much. I don't like all the new bikes with the new gadgets and stuff, because electronics can fuck up really easily and they're a pain in the ass to sort. But yeah, there's not really much I can say about it. It's just the look of it. It looks so nice. It's an amazing bike, amazing. I'd recommend the CBR600 to anyone. In the older years anyway, no 4-plate or 5-plate. I'd recommend them to anyone, especially for track. I feel like if I went to a track I could throw this bike around, and I mean absolutely abuse it, and it would love it. It's like, it shouldn't be a road bike, is what I'm trying to say. It feels like too much for the road. Not too much as in power wise, just too much like it wants to be, wants that throttle to be pinned, it wants to be ragged, it wants to be leant over in it. Never ridden a bike quite like it. But we're about to come up on a dual carriageway. But I mean, you've all seen its power before. And I'll film some of the twisties, and hopefully there's no traffic in front of me and we'll get a bit of twisties done. Try to get it leant over a bit as long as it's dry out, because these tyres I've got ain't too good in the wet. I love the dash on it as well. I always said I'd never have an older dash, but I'm glad it's got the digital dash on it. I much prefer having a digital dash than having a normal speedo. Not to mention, the best thing about this bike compared to new bikes is the fuel gauge. It has an actual fuel gauge rather than just a light that comes on and tells you you've only got 10 miles left. Plus it gets good miles to the gallon as well. So I can get from mine to, let's say, Canterbury, like mid-Ken. I can get from Portsmouth to mid-Ken on one tank, which is 120 miles. And now I know that's not great, but for a 600, when you're tanking it, and I say tanking it lightly, when you're tanking it, that's really good. Oh, that sun's back out. It's actually come quite warm. The missus is trying to ring me, but I can't stop right now. Oh, I could have pulled in there actually. Let me find somewhere to pull in and I'll call her back. I ain't pulling in on that piece of shit. It plays havoc on my back and my wrists and my knees, but you just get used to it over time really. I can ride it for longer and longer every time I do, for before everything starts hurting. But yeah, you have to hear and see this bike in person. You have to. Like camera photos and stuff, as much as I can upload to Instagram and TikTok, and it just doesn't do it justice. Also, I brought my GoPro mount, so I've had to fuck about and alter with it. So hopefully it's in a better position now than it was before, or maybe it looks the same with how I've done it, I don't know. But I had to fuck around with that, because the little thread thing you put through and screw tight to position the GoPro, that had cross-threaded and it fucked it up and basically run them flat, so it wouldn't tighten anymore. Should have tapped my helmet to the police. I should have tapped my helmet and pointed. Right, let's give the missus a ring. Right, I pulled over, spoke to the missus. There's nothing wrong. She was just telling me it was thundering. She hates thunder, and it looks like it's going to piss it down. So it might be absolutely lashing it down in Chichester. Fuck this. But yeah, this bike is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I definitely recommend one. Not to learn on, But if you already know how to ride and you've been riding a few years and want a bit of fun, a bit of aggression, speed, power, 100% recommend it.